people, it's Rickita back with another video. So in this video, I want to answer this question I actually got on my YouTube channel. So somebody was asking about, what if they do it multiple times? They try to get multiple credit cards with like Capital One or American Express. Do they get a denial? Is it like a double hard inquiry? So I kind of want to go over this, and I'm going to teach you guys like how I avoid getting hard inquiries. I know sometimes I probably made this video like a billion times, but I realize that some people just don't see every video because I put so many of them out there. They don't see every video. So I kind of want to make sure I go over this with you all. So when it come down to inquiries, when you guys apply for a credit card, if you do like a pre-qualification, it's not going to be a hard inquiry at all. So like on my website, allthingsrickita.com, if you go here and click on credit accounts up here, if you were to look at some of these credit cards, you'll see that some of these credit cards say like pre-qualification with no credit check or no hard inquiry. So with those cards, or if you come all the way down to the bottom, you will see a list of all of those cards that can do a pre-qualification with no hard inquiry. With these credit cards, you guys, when they pre-qualify you, they're going to tell you yes or no on whether or not they can give you a credit card without a hard inquiry. So that means that you're not going to get that hard inquiry. It's going to be most likely just a soft pull where they can be able to check on your credit just to see if they can give you one. And if they can give you one, then they'll present an offer to you. Now, they talked about the Capital One, and then they also talked about American Express. So say if you on the Capital One website, right, they pre-qualify you for one of their credit cards. They have so many different credit cards that you guys can look at. But say if you got pre-qualified or pre-approved for like the Quicksilver one, their Quicksilver card, right? If they pre-qualify you for that one, if you go and accept that offer, at that time you will get a hard inquiry, which will drop your credit score. Now, say if you go and you look at one of these other credit cards. So the Capital One, you go and say, you know what, I want to get that one. You're going to get a hard inquiry as soon as you accept that offer. And say if you go down this list again and you're like, okay, let me see which other credit card I want to get, right? You go down the list and you find out that you can pre-qualify for the Apple card. So when you get that pre-qualification for the Apple card, if they say, hey, we can pre-qualify you for $2,000, if you accept that, you're going to get a hard inquiry at that time. I know a lot of people been doing an Apple trick when it comes down to the Apple card, but normally when you apply for the Apple card, you're going to get a hard inquiry at that time, okay? Now, to avoid that, again, to avoid this, you want to make sure that you try to pre-qualify for a credit card and before you try to just apply for a credit card. So like on my other list, you keep seeing me going back to my other website. This is my previous website, allthingsrickita.com. All of these things, or most of these things, they must not say all, most of these things were put over to my new website, rickita.com. And if you scroll down to the bottom, you'll see I have lists of credit cards here. When you look at some of these credit cards that's on this list, like if you pick the best credit cards for rewards, if you were to look at this list, some of these credit cards can pre-qualify you, like Discover. They can pre-qualify you without a hard inquiry. But like Chase, if you apply for any Chase credit card, you're going to get a hard inquiry right away. They cannot pre-qualify you. They don't give you a yes or no on whether or not they can pre-qualify you. It is what it is. So when you apply for this Chase, you're going to get that hard inquiry right away. So the best thing is to try to see if you can find some credit cards that can pre-qualify you. This is technically a Chase credit card, but they can pre-qualify you. But say if you was to go like on the Chase website, go directly for Chase credit cards, then those credit cards that's not like a store card or any of the other third-party companies and stuff like that, where it's store branded, you're going to get a hard inquiry right away. Now, Capital One, again, can pre-qualify you, but when you come down to Citi is going to give you a hard inquiry right away, which is why I tell people, try to see if you can pre-qualify for some of these credit cards, and that's going to help you avoid all of those hard inquiries. But like I said, too, say when you're on the website, if you were to get like the Sam's Club credit card, right, they can pre-qualify you without a hard inquiry. If they give you an offer and you accept that offer, you get a hard inquiry. Capital One, if they give you an offer, hey, we can give you $1,000. If you accept that, you're getting a hard inquiry. Same thing with Navy Federal. But the best thing about it is that they will be able to tell you yes or no. Somebody say, hey, no, we can't approve you at this time. And then that's when you should get the step in and go about your business. And that's the same thing I do too. I try to go for credit cards that can pre-qualify me without a hard inquiry. And I'm not at the point where I'm like desperate for credit, which is a good thing. So I'm good where I'm at now with the cards that I have now. I'd rather build up the limits that I have now with the cards that I have now. There is a few cards that I want to get, and I would try to see if I some way can get some type of pre-approval, pre-qualification for it, and understand that a lot of the companies, if you want to get like higher limit credit cards, some of those companies like Discover, FNDO, they can actually pre-qualify you. The NASA, they can pre-qualify you. These are good companies that you can go with. You don't have to just go with like the credit cards that have like high annual fees like Indigo, Milestone, Prosper. You don't have to just go with those. There's a lot of companies on here that can actually be great credit cards for you, and they can actually give you higher limits. But I always tell people, try to see if you can pre-qualify for some of these credit cards without a hard inquiry, because that will help you all out a lot. And it's so many of them. So we have some that's furniture stores, car places, again, furniture, again, stores, cars. The Home Depot can pre-qualify you. The home Synchrony home credit card, that's for like the home. The Dell can also pre-qualify you. Understand too with this Dell, if you guys go to try to get pre-qualified for it, understand that they may need to verify you. And what I don't like is sometimes that they have old information. They be like, hey, we need to text you at your phone, and they may have the wrong phone number for you. And it's like, how are you going to ask me to text? How are you going to ask to text me and you have the wrong phone number? So keep that in mind with Dale, but still you can pre-qualify for it. Some people with bad credit will still getting like $4,500 offers, which help boost their credit score up. So that's the key. Also, we have the GM rewards. I love mine. So definitely you have that one. You can pre-qualify without a hard inquiry. They may need to verify your identity. So they may say, hey, we're going to get back to you. But that's probably because they need to verify your identity, you guys. A lot of these cards, you know, they just need to make sure that you are who you say you are, and they need to verify you before they give you a card. You even have some personal loans here for those people that's looking to get some personal loans. You can check those out, and also a lot more credit cards that you all can be able to check out. But like I said, as long as you pre-qualify for it, like if you go to their website and you just pre-qualify for one of their credit cards, you're fine. So, you know, you can see what they can pre-qualify you for. You'll be fine. But if you accept any offer that these companies give you, at that time, you will get a hard inquiry, and that is not what you want. You want to make sure that you don't have that happen, okay? So again, it's no impact to your credit score to pre-qualify, but if they were to present you with an offer and you said if you accept it, at that time you would definitely get a hard inquiry. But that's a great way that you guys can actually avoid them inquiries. Let me know if you guys have any questions, and if you ever need to schedule a call, definitely visit my website, Rickita.com, and you can schedule a call right here with me or somebody on my team. Again, hopefully this video was helpful. Make sure you guys avoid those inquiries because they can drop your credit score. I will see you guys in the next video.